Welcome to Mediabistro.com's Media Beat. I'm Danya Blaze, and in studio today we have the managing editor of InStyle magazine, Mr. Ariel Foxman.
Hello.
Hello, thank you for coming.
My pleasure.
So I want to start with a question from our Twitter followers, and I know you're a big tweeter. I saw you tweeting.
Yeah.
So make sure you follow us at MediaBeat. And this one comes from at Jack on Mac. I hope I'm not mispronouncing that. But she wants to know, what has been your best-selling cover ever?
That's a great question. We actually are celebrating our 200th issue this January, so we've had 200 covers. I can tell you that the best-selling issue this past year was our fall fashion issue with Hilary Swank on the cover. We sold over 800,000 copies of that on newsstand alone.
Okay, so we have another question, and this is from at Melanie Stike, and she wants to know, when is Gwyneth Paltrow going to be back on the cover of InStyle?
That's a great question, too. Gwyneth is one of our fan favorites. I mean, our audience loves her. What's not to love? She's actually been on the cover, I think, at least 3 times. We shot her right around the time she was getting her Academy Award, and then we shot her a few times since. The great news is, keep your eye on the newsstand. Gwyneth may be returning very shortly.
Okay, so apparently our audience is infatuated with InStyle covers. They want to know when their favorite celebrities are going to be on there. Tell us about the process of how you decide who's going to be on the cover, who's going to move issues of the magazine.
That's actually a question I get all the time, so I'm glad to be able to answer it for your audience. We are always looking at the women that our readers relate to most when it comes to style, when it comes to how they live their life off camera. And so we're looking for women who are really well known, who live their life stylishly and have something to say at this given time. It's usually timed to a release of a movie or a TV project, or it could be a fragrance that they might be coming out. So when they want to have something to say, we're happy to give them a platform and we put them on our cover. So we're always looking down the road. We book our covers sometimes up to a year in advance, depending on when we know the women that we would want to put on the cover are going to be available, because most celebrities won't do a cover story without having a project. And so once we know that their project is pegged, we pursue them and say, hey, we'd love to have you on the cover. Our readers have been asking about you. Isn't it time that we reconnected? And so we book. In fact, we're booked way into 2011.
And fashion fits really well in reality TV these days. Are you guys thinking about doing any types of reality TV show or TV partnership?
We haven't done anything conventional in that we are the magazine prize to a given reality show, but we've had a long history of television. We used to do a big InStyle weddings show every year, and we've been guest judges on certain shows. We actually have had a great partnership with The Bachelorette and The Bachelor, coming on board and doing special dates and then focusing it on the results in the magazine. So for us, it's really about the right partnership. It's not necessarily about being on one show right now, but as you can imagine, we're always being pitched shows. People really understand the power of InStyle and the power of the brand and the reach of the brand. And when the timing is right, we would do something. But right now, we like to partner with what seems right on the one-off.
Okay. What have you learned about women? Like, is there something that being at InStyle has taught you about women in general?
We have done countless bra and underpinning stories, and I'm always amazed to see how innovative people are to come up with a solution in that category for women. But when we do these stories, we get feedback from women saying, oh my God, you found the thing that I didn't even know existed. But you know, women are just like men in that they want to look great, they want to be entertained, and InStyle is really all about that. So I'm not that much surprised as pleased that we all sort of want the same things, and I know how to deliver it.
And I want to talk in our next segment about your career, because you've had a long career in publishing, so we want to get some tips from Ariel in our next segment. Stick around. This is Media Beat on Mediabistro.com with Ariel Foxman of InStyle. Part 2 is coming up next.